Kicking off this half an hour, a hurdle cleared on the CIA Director Mike Pompeo's nomination to be Secretary of State. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee approved the nomination with a vote of 11-9. This coming after a key holdout changed his mind in the 11th hour. Joining me right now in a First on Fox Business interview, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Senator Paul, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Why did you change your mind?
Well, I think we've been at war for too long in too many places, and I think the president tends to agree with me, but I want him to be surrounded by advisors who also agree with the president. The president said very clearly the Iraq war was a mistake. I think the Iraq war is probably the most instructive foreign policy disaster of the last couple of decades, and we should learn from it. And I kept asking Director Pompeo, was the Iraq war a mistake? Do you agree with the president? And I wasn't getting a good answer. But finally, over the last few days, I got a more succinct answer from both the president and from Director Pompeo, and a promise that he will be very public with saying that he does agree with the president's vision of the world. I think that, combined with the fact that the president now has opened the door to negotiations with North Korea and that Pompeo is part of that, all of that figured into it.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading your tweets yesterday, I guess after you had a meeting with the president, and you said that based on your conversation, you believed that Secretary Pompeo agreed with the president that, in fact, less entanglements is better than more entanglements.
I think that's a good way to put it in general. We're probably not all in exactly the same place. I'm ready to leave Afghanistan yesterday. I wouldn't send one more soldier there. I don't think they're exactly there, but I think even Pompeo in his written questions admitted there is no military solution to Afghanistan. And my point is, if there is no military solution, why would you send one more young man or woman over there to risk their life?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but then there's Syria, and the president recently said, look, we're going to be taking our men and women home from Syria relatively soon, and that created a lot of upset because even people like General Jack Keane, four-star general, says, look, if you pull out of Syria right now, you're going to have a vacuum just the way we pulled out of Iraq, and ISIS will get stronger. Do you disagree with that, sir?
Absolutely disagree with it. This is the answer of all the neocons. They want to stay everywhere, and they predict profound, disaster if we ever leave. But that's a sort of response that has us staying everywhere all of the time. So no, I think Syria should be. I think one of the ideas that's been floated is having more local countries participate in it. The people who live there ought to be manning the armies. We live thousands of miles away. We shouldn't have to occupy and keep the peace in every country.
So fair enough, but do you agree that when President Obama pulled out of Iraq, it created a vacuum and created ISIS?
No, I would say that when we attacked Saddam Hussein and toppled him, we created a vacuum and a crisis and chaos there, and it's persisted to this day. When you look at ISIS and where ISIS actually arose, ISIS arose in the civil war of Syria, not in Iraq.
So, Senator, did the president make any promises to you as far as pulling out of Syria?
I think we talked more in general terms, and I don't think it's really appropriate to try to pin him down on, hey, we have to leave by next week or I'm not voting for him. But I heard loud and clear from the president, and I tell you loud and clear and with very specific language that he's very much in my, with me on a lot of the ideas that we've been at war too long in too many places. And I think people are going to be surprised over the next year or two that I think there will be some ending of some of the wars around the world.